Hello, 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 everyone. It's Cassandra Williamson, Executive Director for Transgender Diverse Veterans of America Action Group, and our C3 side. And today is, what is today? Thursday, the 16th, I think. Yeah, no, Thursday, November 16th of 2023. And for those of you who don't know, tonight we do have our general membership meeting. It will be broadcast. I'm going to try to make sure we get it broadcast live on Facebook and LinkedIn, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, all that kind of thing, as well as to be over on our Teams channel as well for people who want to join and actually join in the conversation and be seen and heard. But everyone else, if you want to, you can listen in somewhere else and then, wherever on social media, comment in those sections, and I should be able to catch up with you there as well. So, what are you into today? What are the big things happening in the world at this moment in time? So let's go take a look at the news, give a quick recap of that before we jump into anything else, okay? Let's go. Let's go to this thing over here, go there. First one is, this one is by The Hill, an article written by Alexander Bolton. GOP senators clash with Tuberville over military nominees late into the night. I think it was after midnight last night. They were still arguing and stuff and trying to get Tuberville to back off. I wish they could just send him back to Alabama, back here, back home where I am right now, because, we need a recall on this person. He is absolutely not anyone who is cognizant of the impact that his actions are having on national security. Just doesn't seem to care. And that kind of intransigence, we can't have that. That's just uncalled for. So I'm glad the GOP senators are having a clash with him over it. That's the second time now, second or third time at least in the past couple of weeks where that's happened. And I think they're building up a case where they can get some GOP senators to join with the Democrats to do that temporary lift so that they can go ahead and proceed and get the whole group of 400 or so flag and general officers confirmed into their new positions, because these people actually need to be there confirmed to do their job and do it right, okay? I mean, it's asinine to think they would do this, but, he is that affable coach from down in Alabama. Even though he doesn't live here, he has a mailing address here. He lives in Florida. Anyway, so that's what they're doing. They did all that last night. They challenged him into the early hours of Thursday morning, challenging him over his blockade of more than 400 military nominees that they warned is putting the nation's security at risk. Absolutely is. Anyway, I know that tempers flared. I saw that top part too. So I'm going to drop out of that one. Let's see. Here's one for you. Eugenie Vindman, an officer who reported Trump has run for a Spanberger seat in Virginia. I think that's district number 7, Virginia's congressional district number 7. Retired Army colonel, along with his twin brother, raised alarms about President Donald Trump's actions toward Ukraine. Okay, he's running against, or actually, Abigail Spanberger is not seeking re-election. She's going to be running for governor, I believe. So that first paragraph says. Interesting, cool. All right, let's go over and take a look at this instead. I don't want to do the Heritage Project thing just yet. Let's see what's on the main feed going through here on Microsoft Start, my new news search system. Okay, I know it's an algorithm that does all this for me, but I end up with all kinds of different stuff this way. Okay, he's going to be beaten on this. Senate Republicans challenge McConnell on a major issue. Let's see, what is that major issue really quickly. Oh, McConnell wants to put together the Ukraine aid with the Israeli aid and other foreign aid, and all the other senators and not all the other, but many of the senators and a lot of the House of Representatives people want them separated. Just do it as one thing and get it done, because we need to take care of Ukraine and Israel. We can't just, you can do one or the other. That's always a possibility, but it would be hypocritical to do one or the other and not the other. But, hypocrisy reigns these days. Okay, let me see what's the next article. Marjorie Taylor Greene dismisses FBI director as part of the Department of Homeland Security. Mistakes. Okay, yeah, not going there. And in the heat of the moment, by the way, just to be fair about this, I don't even know why we make a big deal out about this kind of stuff, because typically it's not because they don't know. It's just that they or in a moment and say something that is just, you know, not really accurately said, which I do a lot. So I'm giving people the benefit of the doubt that that, you know, even though I disagree with Marjorie Taylor Greene on just about every freaking thing, the headline for this article is not, we shouldn't be doing all this, because you have to give people latitude to say things that are stupid sometimes, that they don't really necessarily mean it that way. They know better. I'm sure she knows that FBI director is in the Justice Department and not Department of Homeland Security. I'm sure she knows that, but it's just a slip up. So let it go. Okay. Let it go. People say all kinds of stuff when the pressure starts mounting for them. Okay. And they're in some kind of spot and they're trying to make a statement. And even though it is wrong, but you know. Okay. Arizona students allegedly bombarded with Hamas propaganda and lesson claiming terrorist is offensive. Word. Look, folks. Okay, so if you're a student out there and the word terrorist is offensive to you, you need to get a little bit of reality checkup, because Hamas is a terrorist organization. Al-Qaeda is a terrorist organization. ISIS is a terrorist organization. Islamic Jihad, terrorist. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard, terrorist. So we're going to say it, terrorist, 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 terrorist. Get over it. Move on. Oh my God. Well, yeah. Oh my goodness, Lord help us. Moms for Liberty blaming everyone but themselves for crushing election losses. Of course they are. That's what people do. They blame somebody else, especially whenever they're insecure in their own beliefs to start out with. They don't have that kind of gumption to say, you know, we made a mistake. That's what it takes. Okay, let me go back here and just on that one. We'll go jump back through. New details emerge in FBI criminal probe into Eric Adams. That's Eric Adams being the mayor of New York City. And you know, Vivek Ramaswamy gives a masterclass in condescension to CNN's Abby Phillips. Well, he's very condescending, but he's also he's very smart in some things, but also just dumb in a lot of others. Unvarnished anti-Semitism. Musk says conspiracy that motivated mass shooting is the actual truth. I'm not going to jump into that. Nomination of Justice Jackson's husband to Judicial Commission prompts ethics concerns. Always have to have something to fight and argue about, right? Always. Anyway, averting government shutdown, Congress approves temporary spending. Yeah, Congress did, House and Senate, I think. So we'll see how that turns out, right? Maybe into the middle of next year. And then let's go on down what it looks like when you elect online trolls to Congress. You get what you want. You get what you vote for. And I've got a favorite saying for that one. Let me see. I'll show you. Well, I'll just go ahead and do it right now. I have a favorite little thing for that. Let me pull up my thing in the background back here. Let's go with downloads. I've got one that's just for this. And our good friend Abraham Lincoln, not a friend, obviously, I don't know him, didn't know him. But let me go down through here to downloads. Here we go. And I'm going to pull up. If I can find it, it will come up for me. Oh, okay, come on through, come on through. Is it there yet? Oh, no, I'm not going to make it. Okay, hold on a second. We're going to take this over here. These are some of the things that are on my share drive. Fine. Well, it's not in that group. Let me go check on the desktop in the icon section. I do have something to show you, though. Actually, I'll just tell you really quickly. Abraham Lincoln said something about making sure you go to vote, but if you go and if you turn your back to the fire and you burn your behind, well, then you're just going to have to sit on those blisters because that's what you did. You voted for that one. If you turn your back to the fire and you burn your behind, yeah, well, that's right. Let me see it. Oh, no, I've got it here somewhere. I know. Oh, well, we'll just drop back out. I told you about it. Advertising. Mike Johnson to Fox News on January the 6th. Trump should step up, calm the rioters. Okay. Protests erupt at Columbia University after barring of 2 pro-Palestinian groups. If those groups, I'm going to tell you this, if those groups were providing material support to terrorist organizations, material is not something you can just fluff around and say out there and just say, oh, if it's material support and you have your own definition of it. No, material support has a very specific definition as well. You know, like sending people or money directly to them or engaging in the fight with them. Material support. But you cannot, in this country, you should never be able to ban an organization simply because you disagree with them. I do disagree with them, especially if these pro-Palestinian groups are also pro-Hamas groups. But I still disagree with them. Now, if they haven't been providing material support, we have no business banning them. No matter how much you might dislike that idea, that is exactly the way our government is supposed to work. All right, so let me go on back through here. He's going to be beaten on this. Okay, no, that's not one. All right, so we're going to stop sharing right there. Let's go take a look at my favorite place in the world, what happens to be Twitter. I just love getting on there and just getting right into conversation with some of these people. Remember at the beginning of the week, I mentioned that I had sent an email out to a bunch of the leaders at the new College of Florida, you know, the one that DeSantis took over, moving it from a liberal college welcoming to all to a ultra-conservative college that doesn't welcome all and everybody wants to run away from because, you know, it's a blight, really. But anyway, there's still people there. So they were going to have a program on gender studies and about gender. And they had invited Aaron in the morning, Aaron Reed. Aaron turned them down. And then I sent an email to the leadership of the organization, from the president to the people over in the gender studies department. And guess what? I haven't gotten the first reply back to that. I offered to come down and talk to them. It really is kind of annoying because they don't want to come and talk with me. They don't want me to come and talk, but they want other people to come and talk. They don't want me to come and talk because I've got all this massive amount of privilege that they deny that privilege is actually something that actually is real, but it is. And I'm not talking about financial privilege either. I'm talking about social privilege and you know, social opportunities or opportunity privilege. Let's put it that way. So, you know, I've got all of that. I'm a veteran and all these kind of things, all these different little things that go after the end of my name or under the name, really. Then they don't want me there. Yeah, because it'd be harder to you know, actually go after someone like me and have people actually agree with them, because I represent a narrative that they don't want to let people see. Which I find just to be absolutely hilarious. We see that a lot too. This is me pontificating again. Okay, the action group side. We're seeing that a lot though. But you know, the left and the right does this kind of stuff, just to be clear about that. Both sides do it. Both sides claim they're doing the right thing. Fine, fine. But when the loudest mouth in the room says that they're being shut out of conversations by the left, and then they turn around and do the same thing to people like me, well, you know, you're the same coin turned over. All you want to do is have your, what word am I looking for? Your form of, you consider what the left is doing to be oppression, and the left considers what you're doing to be oppression, but you can't trade one for the other, just make it better for your part of the group. You got to find another way to do it. But they won't talk to me about anything. And, you know, not yet. Anyway, I haven't heard the first peep out of them. Anyone down there. And I emailed a lot of people on that list throughout the entire new college administration and the gender studies department and the sociology department. Has anyone replied? No, they have not. Interesting, huh? I've been poking the bear also with like Hillsdale College, Christopher Rufo, Matt Walsh, Kevin Roberts, Heritage Foundation. I've been poking at them and trying to get them to bring me on and have a conversation. And all this time, all they're doing is sitting around going, no, we don't want to give them any kind of voice because, you know, they don't actually represent what we want people to think of whenever we say transgender person. Jeez. And that's why it's so hard, by the way. If you're trying to push into a media outlet or try to get recognition for something or trying to get a place to even talk with these people, now this is a process that both the left and the right go through, by the way. I'm not being discriminatory with that. Both do it. They pick and choose the people they want because those people they want have to be able to fit within a certain parameter or certain narrative that they want to present, or at least that they can manage. And they know they can't manage me and a lot of other professionals out here in the field who happen to be transgender. I mean, you're not getting a lot of people from the right asking for people like Bree Fram, who was just recently promoted to colonel in the Space Force. She's a space scientist, former president of Sparta, you know, the transgender active duty military group. The people on the right aren't calling her up to go talk. We get a lot of businesses wanting her to talk and coming in and say things or whatever, and left groups, left-leaning groups saying, getting her to come in and talk. But that does no good in changing the narrative in the country because the people we need to be talking to aren't and do not want to invite people like us. Colonel Fram is a perfect example. Another person, Commander Schilling, Emily Schilling, an F-18 pilot in the Navy, current president of Sparta. The right side people, you know, right side organizations, I haven't seen a single thing that Emily has been involved in from the right. It's all been left. That's talking within the silo, folks. That's talking within the echo chamber of the groups already. And yeah, it's motivating to see people like that talking with us and talking in these spaces. But it's not as impactful as it should be if it were committed, if those talks were being led over on the right side. But they're not going to invite us because we don't fit their narrative, you know? But we do fit into the left's narrative. So you get all these invitations over here like Ann Murdoch, perfectly great speaker, lots of knowledge about leadership. You got all these people out here who are fantastic leaders and thinkers in this space over here who are, you know, either with TAVA, the Transgender American Veterans Association, or TDVA, the Transgender and Diverse Veterans of America, or Sparta, or Minority Veterans of America, or, you know, Modern Military Association of America. We got all these great leaders and thinkers in these things, like Lindsay Church with MVA, Minority Veterans of America. We got all these great people who are leaders and thinkers, but we're being invited, all of us are being invited into the spaces that already welcome us, already accept us. But we're not going to change the world from this side of the fence, folks. We've got to find a way to get the right side over there, the side that's actually against our existence, to actually bring in those of us in these positions to talk. But they're not going to, because, you know, we don't fall into that little narrative that they want. We don't fit their narrative. Now, like I just said a minute ago, that applies on the left and the right. Both sides do this kind of thing. As I said, that's why you got, you know, people like Bree and Emily and Ann Murdoch and myself and Lindsay Church and many, many, many others over here in this group that's right here. You know, we're spending most of our time talking to people who already accept who we are. That's not going to change the narrative. We need to be able to figure out a way to get into those spaces over on the right to talk. We got to be able to speak with them. We got to be invited to. We can't run and hide from invitations to talk over there. And especially whenever some people don't want to go talk with them because, obviously they're going into the firing line. Obviously, that's what this is all about. If they were invited over there, they're being invited because they think they can be beaten in a conversation or a debate. That's why else would you invite them? But I can tell you right now that I personally, I'm not going to run from that kind of crap. I mean, if you want to bring me over on the right side to talk about something, the conservative side to talk about it, I used to be over there on that side, by the way. But I am what's known as like an establishment liberal these days, with the leanings towards progressivism. Used to be over there on the Republican side and the conservative side. Yeah, that was back when I was trying to pretend I was something I was not. You see, that didn't work out real well. But anyway, so that's the challenge we're finding right now. We're finding that. And like I said earlier, I just sent this massive email, requesting to speak with them since Aaron wasn't going to be there with the New College of Florida. But have I heard anything back? Nah, not likely to either. Because as I said, those of us in these positions, such as Reframe Colonel Fram or Commander Schilling or myself or Lieutenant Colonel Ann Murdoch, we're not we're not being invited to come and speak in the conservative side of things because we're not going to be the ones they can run over. And they know that. Because we present a narrative we present a narrative that's kind of contrary to what they're saying. I mean, why on earth would they want somebody who is, active duty commanders and colonels and people like myself and Ann Murdoch who have been in the military and Lindsay Church and all of us? Why would they want to bring them over there knowing they can't beat us at that conversation? And knowing that we were veterans or active duty military. Like me, for Naval Academy grad. They're not going to bring us in because they're just scared to death of us. We can't feed their fear-mongering narrative. Let's put it that way. And let me say it again, one more time. This kind of stuff happens on the left and the right. It's not just the left who does it. It's not just the right who does it. Both do it. I don't know how to resolve that kind of conflict. Do you? Anyway, I don't even know where I got off on the tangent on that one. It was 10 minutes of conversation. I have no earthly idea how I got started. All right, so let's go share the page with Twitter. Okay, let's go see what's happening over on Twitter, in the Twitterverse, or Xverse. Musk world. That doesn't even sound right, though, does it? Ugh. Okay, so right here, all right, so this is Twitter profile for, let me go up here and click on this one here. What is this? Well, I know where it is anyway. It's this one. Yeah, TDVA Action Group Twitter space, all right? And so I like to go in here and just see, because some of the same people are showing up all the time on my line in this, and I know there's an algorithm that feeds it in there. But Natalie Jacoby, I don't know. Am I following Natalie Jacoby? Yeah, I'm following Natalie. She's Democrat. Kindness matters most of all. Press the subscribe button if you want to learn how to grow on X and build a powerful account like mine. How many does she have? Oh, she's got 280,000 followers. I really wish we'd have that, right? Do you think Donald Trump should be banned from running for president in 2024? That would be nice, but I don't know that it's constitutional or not. And both sides have got their talking points on which one's right. That's an issue that have to be resolved by the Supreme Court, the really ultra right leaning Supreme Court. But there's good points on the left and good points on the right on that one. So I'm just going to stay out of it. American Principles, this group right here is absolutely bonkers. This group is bonkers. Let me go down here and put it in the comments. Your group is bonkers. Okay, ERS. That's bonkers. Okay. I'm talking about you right now live. There we go. Our live show right now. Come and talk with us. Let's try it. Let's see if they'll come and talk. Ready? Come and chat with us. Here's the link. Let me get the link for the show. Let me type this in. Hold on, we're sharing this screen with them. I'll get the link for the show. Let me go back over here and see if I can do it about that. Invitation. Copy. Let's go put it back up here on this one. Ready? Let's see if anyone comes over. We're going to raid Twitter. Let's see if anybody follows. All right, so let's see what happens with that one. They had something up here a minute ago. I mean, this is their main topic this past several weeks, apparently. Talking about gender, transgender people, and all this kind of stuff, and ideology. Gender is not an ideology. Being transgender is not an ideology. It's not an ism. And it says preferred pronouns are rooted in narcissism and destroying the next generation. Well, I know there's a lot of narcissistic people in the world. Yes, there are some also in the trans community. Yes, there really are. I mean, if all you're focused on is, I'm going to just call it out, if all you're focused on is yourself and what you think you ought to be doing and getting your nails done and all that kind of stuff, I mean, that's fine. I do too, but that's not the main focus. The main focus is for me just to get all of you, to help all of you, our friends in this space, to be accepted and to be real in the world around us. Okay? Just to live freely, to have all those blessings of liberty that we're all guaranteed by the Constitution. Well, they apply to us too, except that Heritage and Kevin Roberts and his bunch don't think that we have First Amendment protections or anything like that, because they want to shut down all these conversations. They're narrowing the definition of First Amendment so that it fits their views. And their views, what are their views? Well, it's a theocratic, authoritarian, Christian nationalist, fascist belief system. That's an ideology, folks. You have the choice to decide whether or not you believe those things. And that makes it an ideology, and it's got a history. So anyway, yeah. So gender is not an ideology. Sex is not an ideology. Being transgender is not an ideology. Preferred pronouns are rooted in narcissism. All those things rooted in narcissism. No, they're not. I know there are narcissistic people right there in the American Principles organization. I know they're right there. Can't tell me they're not. They're everywhere. They're in every group. Narcissists are in every group, but not necessarily narcissist as in the actual definition of a narcissist, but just some people are more self-centered. I call them the Ayn Rand group, the Ayn Rand wing of all of our groups. There are those in there that is just self-preservation, self-this and self-that. It's all about, taking care of yourself and making sure that, you have everything that you need and all the money you need and screw everybody else around you. That's the Ayn Rand group. And completely oblivious to the world at large. That's what that represents. But anyway, so American Principles Project is spending a lot of time attacking transgender people, gender, pronoun stuff. I mean, every day there's something else out here that they say, and they put this over on, what is this, Pinterest? So these images actually come from Pinterest. So I don't know, do we have an account on Pinterest? Anyway, it'd be fun to find out. So that was the first one right there. Then Matt Walsh down here, Oregon decriminalized drugs and total breakdown of society followed. No, it wasn't a total breakdown of society. Yeah, the drug overdose deaths increased, but that's been a national problem. Spread like wildfire. All right, you're sensationalizing, Matt. Get it out, son. Okay. I think this is really, goofy because, you know, every time there's a new election or somebody comes around who says something, there's got groups, we got people in every side of this thing who says, if this is, if we're going to leave the country, if this happens or that happens, well, look, why? Why would you want to do that? Stand and fight. Have the freaking kahunas to stand and fight. Don't back down to this kind of stuff, okay? Stand here and fight. Stand on your principles and what you believe in. If it's left or right, I don't care, but stand on something. Because if you're not standing up for something, you're going to fall down on your freaking face and people will shove you on your face. But stay and fight. Don't run and hide. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so here's another one. Ultra Padrino. More of Satan's religion, Islam. No, Padrino, you're wrong on that one. No. Just no. Oh my God. Red wave. Okay, let me go down through here. Tuberville, the feeling is mutual. Okay, so yes, Tuberville and Mike Lee, they did all that stuff last night. They stood together and supported each other. That's one person, Mike Lee, who has been standing with Tuberville in all of this stuff as a senator from Utah. And then Tuberville is down here in my state of Alabama, and I wish I didn't have to say that out loud. Jeez. Anyway, standing for life. Not just know what you're doing is actually just detracting from national security. Because, I don't know, you've got really narrow views. Not just narrow views, but very myopic understanding of the world around you. That's what Tommy Tuberville is experiencing, and Mike Lee's backing him up. Okay, Sebastian Gorka. Oh yeah, nothing like supporting the people who hate you. Jewish voters continue to overwhelmingly support Joe Biden for president. Now look, Seb, I'm going to tell Seb to grow up too. Gosh, that's stereotyping a whole group of people. Or there are Jewish people who are Republicans, there are Jewish people who are Democrats. Fine, but they go with the ones who actually do take care of them. And if there's 68% out there who support Joe Biden as president, so be it. Fine. If there's 75% of all the straight white men who support Trump, so be it. Fine. Whatever. But that doesn't mean this. Nothing like supporting the people who hate you. Oh my God. That's what I think about LGBT people supporting Trump. He has no freaking support for you at all. All he does is holds up the flag and says, okay, I got 3 more votes for that flag. Let's give me another flag. I get 3 more flags for this one, that union vote. We'll hold this one up here right now, even though, you know, darn well that man doesn't care one iota about the unions or the people who are striking with UAW. But, you know, he held it up there because some of those people on the line are conservative and some of them are Democrats. But, you know, held it up there. He was thinking he might get 4 or 5 more votes that way. Both sides do that too. All right, let's go see what the notifications are. I've got 70 more posts up here. How many insurrections do the pro-Hamas Democrats get to have before the FBI hunts them down? Well, if they were being destructive and invaded the actual Capitol building or the White House or whatever, yeah, they will be prosecuted. And more than likely, those who did cross the line, and when they did down there at the White House, they'll be prosecuted. There's lots of cameras there. Okay. And Kevin Roberts has to jump in on this one. Oh, here we go. Kevin and Roberts are both great Americans. You know, they're both Americans. Now greatness is stretching it. Let me just put that in here. Let me fix that for you. For you, Kevin. they are both Americans who also have very myopic views of national security, also have very myopic, Y-O-P-I-C, views or knowledge of national security. That's not how you spell security, is it? S-E-C-U-R-I-T-Y, security. Let me fix that for you, Kevin. Put a period right there. And they are both Americans, as are you, and well, no, I'm just gonna leave it like that. They're both Americans who also have very myopic knowledge, very myopic and limited knowledge of national security. Okay, we'll leave it at that. We'll see if we get any responses from that one. Okay, 35 more responses above this. I'm gonna get out of it just to say I get a kick out of this over here. Okay, every single pro-Hamas protester in America should be sent to Gaza. Gunther, as much as you and I let me just put it like this, as much as you and I disagree with any kind of support, disagree with any kind of support for the terrorist group. How do you spell terrorist? Terrorist group Hamas. Your statement is over the top. Your statement is over the top and unnecessary. Okay. It's not spelled unnecessary, is it? Necessary? That's not it either. I left out that one and that one. Now, well, this one. Unnecessary. Okay, now reply. All right, so, I saw the lib TikTok down here. This person is a hate crime ambassador for the Sussex police. Okay, well, notifications. Let's go jump over here. Jane liked my response. A person whose anatomical sex matches that of the gender segregated space should be allowed to use that space. It's more nuanced than yes or no. Tom Williams, I'm more concerned about what happened when the dancing ended. Okay. I don't know who Geistos is. Followed us. Okay. Liked your reply. Okay. What was she afraid of? Anyway, I mean, it isn't full game of skill. Oh, yeah. I was talking about the woman who declined to play the transgender woman in the in a pool tournament. Anyway. Oh my God. Okay. Replying to Fran, the man took the place that belonged to a biological female. Let him fight for placement with men. With whom? Oh, Fran. Okay. Okay. Somebody's replying to me, but semantics aside, you're cool with the premise of it. Yes or no question. I don't remember what the article was, but let's go take a look at it real quick. Let's see if I can figure out what this thing is all about. Semantics aside, you're cool with the premise of it. I don't remember the thread, folks. I don't see the post. Hold on. How do you find the post? Anyway. Anybody? Any idea? How do we do that? Use. Let's go take a look at that one. That's when that was posted. Okay. All right. Oh, female boxer. Okay. Female boxer refuses to fight a man. Yeah, female boxer refuses to fight trans opponent in a Canadian championship match. And that's what it was. It was a trans woman. Okay. And let me see. The article headline is actually accurate. Gunther. Yeah. Semantics aside, you're cool with the premise of it? Oh, okay. No. and I'll just use this as reply. If the transgender woman, some of you won't like what I'm going to say, but so be it. If the transgender woman went through puberty, male puberty, P-U-B-E-R-T-Y, then she has certain advantages. Advantages. Shoot, I spell. S-L-I-D-H-T-L-Y. My opinion is no. My opinion. Okay, leave it at that. They'll change their mind, huh? Let me see. I'm going to stop sharing now. Let's go back over to the main page and see what everybody else is saying. If I can get back to the main page, where'd it go? Back to there. Drop out. Why am I up here at the top like, oh, there. Okay, now let's go back to the main page where I was located just a second ago. So anyway, that's where we stand on all this stuff. So what I'm going to do is call it a day at this point. We'll close out with this, and then have a great day, everyone.